Last time, you got paid. You got shown a little magic trick.
And invited to a circus.
Went to a place you're not supposed to be,
It's not supposed to.
yeah, aka a dragon lair.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we didn't get invited there. We invited ourselves.
Can you
Uh,
hear him?
yeah, I heard. Um, Went shopping. Took a look at the physician's little police box. Got lost in said box.
It got lost in the box.
So here prepared food and uh, Jean had their mind just break because of a talking owl.
More like a straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
Man, I missed that. That's sad.
For a minute there, Jen, it looked like you were on the surface of Mars with how orange and red it was in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But this week, I
So
believe
you're okay now, just
this week, Jean does some target practice, and everyone else has things that they want to do before the circus. So, does anyone want to go first?
I would just like my brain to explain why all of a sudden Afro Circus from one of the Madagascar movies came to mind. The circus, Afro Circus, Afro Circus. Like, what the heck, brain? What
Sorry,
the heck?
I started singing it because it came to my head.
Okay, I'll blame you, Megan.
And here I thought the greatest showman would be the thing.
Wasn't there something we were going to do before the circus, or did we finish that last time?
No, we haven't done the stuff before the circus.
Yeah.
Joan is taking target practice, crossbow at a tree, and then I think you were thinking of scoping out the circus area if others do. I heard of a town library looking for, and I'd be interested in looking for spellbooks. And the physician was down for whatever because the physician.
All right. Um, I'm gonna roll a d4, and whoever's number gets picked up is going to go first. So, all right, Jean, your number got pulled up first.
Yay.
Yay!
I think
Well-
yours is rather simple though, since you're just doing practice.
Yep. Gonna try and get away from the box and all the subsequent madness that seems to be spewing from it as an aura, and kind of just try to find a sacrificial tree to practice with my new crossbow on. Essentially, just getting used to the odd eccentricities of it, or just how well kept it is.
All right. I mean, you're on an island. It's not going to be hard to find a tree.
Nope.
So, you're easily able to find a tree to which you're able to practice shooting at with your crossbow. If you roll an attack for me,
And I dropped it.
off to a great start.
I really need an actual dice rolling area. Let's see here. That's a 15.
Yeah, I do believe that's the AC of wood.
Joan has done lasting damage to the tree.
That's
You need to
7 damage.
All right.
Yes, piercing damage.
A significant crack has appeared on the tree and bark has fallen off.
You're just barely able to hit the tree. But the bolt is in the trunk.
Yay.
Did the tree
Actually,
try to jump out of the
Joan
way?
hits it and then actually waits a few seconds, like, wait a minute, is this one of those trees that are angry?
No.
Yes, because that sounds like a great idea. Let's shoot the freaking angry trees.
No. It's a regular tree.
Good news, good news.
With no repercussions available, she keeps firing at it.
And I say you keep going at that for quite a bit.
Until probably a bolt breaks.
Yeah. And since that's pretty much just the gist of what you're going to be doing, there's no need for you to fell the tree.
I'll also be practicing a couple other things with some of my weapons, like the decanter, darts, sword. Not a lot of practice areas on a boat.
No, you're getting a little rusty.
Yeah.
Not putting holes in my mast.
Alright.
I love that.
Yeah, let's just do Isleen next. Then. Alright, so, being that this is your first day on the island, you don't necessarily know where things are at.
Yeah.
So, I ask around. In that case,
Is there anybody I can see nearby that looks relatively more local?
give me a perception check.
Well,
12? I mean, a lot of the buildings here look the same-ish, though you can easily tell whose is not, like, fantasy Japanese or Chinese, since there's so few of those. At least in this city. There's a lot of the buildings where you've all set up appear to be mostly residential stuff.
okay. Sorry, I'm just writing notes.
Yeah.
So, is there anything that looks like a library? Or are there any people about that look relatively local?
Yeah, there are some people that you don't recognize from the ship.
Can I ask somebody directions to the town's library?
Yeah.
What do I roll?
Let's give this an investigation.
21.
Okay, so You are pointed in the direction of the library. It seems to be like relatively close to the Hanatora trading post where you met Chomper.
Jumper.
When you get there, there's like a little square, and in the center of this square is a statue. It's yeah, since this was just earlier that day, the largest part of the statue is that of a dragon, very similar to the one that you saw in the cave. Like at its feet are how many people? Actually, I can just do this. One, two, three, four, six.
It's mostly.
6 people are. Like, and I don't mean like 6 actual people, but like,
Statue.
yeah, statues of
Mhm.
people. One of the people appears to be the consort that you met this afternoon. The so the order of things. So if you were to stand like directly in front of it.
Okay. So the consort is one of the people, though, right?
Yeah. So she's like in the middle, like on the left. And like behind her is a tall human man in plate mail. Has the visor down so you can't really see his face. Behind him is a half-orc woman. Then on the other side of the dragon, so like on the so like the right-hand side, right next to the consort is a tiefling woman. It's quite a bit shorter than the consort. Behind that tiefling is a tiefling man. And behind him appears to be a Fire Ganassi teenage boy.
And where's the dragon?
They're like standing at the feet in front of the dragon, like looking away from it.
Okay. So the dragon's kind of like behind them.
Yes.
Good looking meat with it.
Sorry, I'm doing a rough little sketch. I'll have to post a picture of my.
Protected.
Yeah, does it look like the dragon is menacing towards them or protecting them?
Well, they're kind of doing like how to describe I almost want to say like a heroic posture, like looking out away from the center of the statue.
I was gonna say,
yeah,
This isn't like
yeah.
the Ministry.
Huh?
This isn't like the Ministry of Magic where everybody's looking fondly at the human, like he's some sort of God-given gift to the world.
And the dragon seems to have a similar posture.
Okay.
So, of course,
So the dragon doesn't look like it's about to attack. It more looks like it's part of the party looking out to the horizon.
Yes.
Why do I have a feeling that this is your other party?
No, what would give you that impression?
The fact that your other party is what is cooking up whatever is going on in the Dragon Lair.
Nah, absolutely not.
You're a horrible liar, but that's okay. That's a good thing. We want you to be a horrible liar. Not just in D&D.
Yeah. So they're kind of up on like a little pedestal, and on this pedestal is a plaque, on the top of which has like a I'll just like draw it out and then post it on the Discord. So this will just be like the general shape of it. Obviously, the actual thing is much more nicely done than my quick little sketch. Bene. And in that little symbol is a swan.
Swan?
Yes.
Which side?
It's like, if I could actually like find what the picture is, Oh wait, there it is. Just a moment. I think I actually found the picture of the thing. Upload file.
And I added my sketch of the statue. And yes, the one with the little fire around his head is supposed to be Ganassi.
Is that it? No, that's not it. Oh well. The swan is like inside the circle, like superimposed over the S.
Okay, super. That looks like okay. Do I recognize that at all?
Roll me a history check.
Ooh, okay. Nat 20 plus a 7. So 27, please.
All right. That is
my dice like today.
That is the symbol of the Order of the Swan. The founders of this island. And yet, since you rolled so high, the consort is one of them. And she is supposedly a warlock. The tiefling right next to her is also a warlock. The tiefling man is a druid. The human man in the plate mail is a paladin. The half-orc woman was a fighter. And the fire genasi was a sorcerer by the name of Arson.
As any teenage fire genasi would be. Is it genasi or genasi? Genasi? It's with a G, isn't it?
I mean, it's with a G, yes.
Okay.
It's like one of those things where is it GIF or is it GIF?
Hmm.
Graphic is hard.
Languages don't have this problem. Their letters do the same thing every time.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry, English can't be like that. Very cool. So, Order of the Swan. Does that have anything to do with my home country of Swanbell?
No, they've been almost entirely based in Shimber.
Okay.
So they have ventured outside of Shimber a few times.
Okay. Very cool. I was gonna say, as I'm on my way to the library, I'm definitely going to take time to wait. What does the plaque say?
So the plaque, is it like, so under the symbol for the Order of the Swan, it says like our island's founders, uh, and it'll in the order of the statues.
Left to right.
Yeah, left to right is
The half orc woman's
yeah,
the furthest to the left.
yeah. I just pulling up. Gorza Boar, Dehun Stormbender, Fleur Vanderveen, Mythlivia Pleasure Felrud, Cerbon Bookhalter, and Arson.
Could you go over the tiefling names again?
Mythlivia Felrud.
Ah.
Virtue name Pleasure.
And the gentleman? Tiefling gentleman?
Cerbon Bookhalter.
Those are great names.
Yeah, those are all great names. And then Arson. I didn't say it like that because I said it's not a good name. I said it because I was actually writing it down in my list.
And
Promise.
and the last name that is like
Mhm.
underneath them says
Mhm.
Myk'Isle, the Black Crystal.
Black Crystal. Let's see.
I thought you said cripple for a moment. I was like, that doesn't make sense.
Let's see, because it's like it's Lydia Myk'Isle. Okay. So, like, those it's Livia and Myk'Isle are both names that I saw in the Dragon Lair.
Yep.
So the Dragon Lair is now connected to the people from the Order of the Swan. And Fleur Vanderbank, which is like, if that's the consort, she changed her name.
Yep.
She changed her name.
So, yeah, you can probably guess it. You were told she changed her name recently.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was trying to remember what she changed it to.
Kamiya.
Yeah, because I need to look at my notes more. So okay. Since I know that they're mostly based in Shimber, I'm wondering why they started Lair, or like why they came here then. So the Dragon Lair makes a little bit more sense now. Is there anything else to be gleaned from the statue as I'm looking at it in the square?
No, not really. I mean, only that you haven't really heard of this Myk'Isle, other than when you saw the signs in the cave.
Mhm.
Like, from what you've heard, there hasn't really been a Myk'Isle.
From what I know of the Order of the Swan.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I like one of the buildings off to the side. You do see it says like Myk'Isle Public Library.
Well, I'm going to head there then. Now that I've seen the statue and now understand who the public library is named after.
Like immediately inside there is like a little gnome woman who's like reading a book.
As one does in a library.
Yeah, it looks like she's the librarian. Yeah, come in and oh, hello. Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm new in town, but I was wondering if you had any spell books.
Oh, spell books, spell books. High or low?
So,
We do. She'll put her book down. You can see that the cover of it says like the Jade Fox and the Fates.
Jade Fox and the Fates. That actually sounds interesting.
Yeah, by this woman called Hatshepsut of Alexandria. But
I might have to borrow that once you're done reading it.
you making a comment about the book?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's an interesting book. I'm having a hard time deciding if it's like fiction or if it's like historical fiction. Like if it's based off of something. Because the stuff in there is like too strange to not be real. Like these people just have poor times with boats.
Oh.
I don't think Jen even caught it.
Oops, she's on her phone.
No, I did not catch what happened. Sorry.
The gnome is reading a book called The Jade Fox and the Fates.
Fox and the
And the gnome is having a hard time deciding if the book is fictional or historical fiction. Because one of the more fantastical elements about it is that these Fates people have a really hard time with boats.
But no, they have a great time with boats until the boat doesn't want to have a good time.
I just realized that the Jade Fox and the Fates sounds like a really epic band name.
Oh, yes. Yes, it does. Ooh, hold up. Let's carry that into Jen's campaign.
I was about to say.
We already got the band going. Now we got a name.
We were in the musical, although we lost a lot of our musical.
We lost 2 bards, but we gained an honorary bard in Airden. I mean, come on.
And you don't need to
I
be
was
a
gonna
bard
say,
to play instruments.
No.
and then there's Taliesin, who's just like epic bardness. But as I'm assuming that the little librarian is leading me to
Yeah,
where the
yeah.
spell books are.
Yeah. So
Okay. So as I'm following her through the library, I'm looking around to try and make sure that I can navigate my way back. But also asking, like, what do you mean issues with boats?
well, it's like they get on a boat, and after a short bit, then something happens to where it sinks or almost sinks. Like there was one time where it was where their ship was sunk by a whale.
Huh.
Then there's another time where a mermaid attacked the boat, but thankfully they were able to keep that from sinking.
Mermaid. Okay. Whale, mermaid. How many boat accidents have they had? Actually, wait, don't tell me that. I'll check that out after you're done reading it because it sounds like an interesting book.
Uh, here's one. Uh, she'll get step onto a one of those like sliding ladders. We'll like pull out
Yeah.
a particularly like old book. We'll bring it down. The prime minister said that this is like her inspiration to become a wizard.
Hmm.
Like
That would be just that would be interesting to see. Actually, I've met the prime minister. She's very nice. Interesting sense of humor.
yeah, she is a bit of an interesting one. Some would
Is
say a
there
little
a fee?
chaotic.
I can understand that. My master wasn't chaotic, thankfully. Nor am I. Is there a fee for checking out the books?
Um, are you a permanent settler, or are you just visiting the island?
I'm a little bit in between on that at the moment. I'm not exactly sure how long I'll be here, but I'm here for at least a while.
Oh well, then come with me a moment, and shall I go back to her desk, and we'll take out a little card. I have your name, please.
Isn't Trigva's daughter?
Isleen Trigvel's daughter. All right, and she'll write that down, and we'll hand the card over to you.
Is my name spelled correctly? The reason I ask is not to insult my lovely little librarian who's been helpful. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
If it is, I want to compliment her because I mean, Isaline, like, if she can get Trigva's daughter, that would be.
No, it's not spelled correctly.
Like, internally, I'm like, that's kind of expected. But I'm gonna smile anyway because I was very grateful that she basically just gave me a library card. Yay!
Well, welcome to Myk'Isle. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Well, thank you very much. Are there like places to sit down in the library? I'm assuming.
Yeah,
I'm assuming there's like
there are plenty of places to sit down.
yeah, I'm going to find myself a comfy chair and sit and look at this new spell book. I won't have my own spell book out yet to about copying anything. I want to make sure. I want to look at this one first.
All right. Yeah, you open up the book and it's a interesting book. It's kind of like pardon me, kind of like a scroll almost. Um, for player meta knowledge, it's very much like Tong's spellbook,
Mhm.
where it's just like strips of bamboo that have been made into a scroll.
Mhm.
But you can tell like this was a high-level wizard who made this book.
Mhm. What does it say? I now feel intimidated because of the level of the wizardry, but at the same time, I'm going to enjoy looking at it.
Level of wizardry means that there should also be lots of stuff you can. Just lots of stuff you can't as well.
I'm already struggling to learn some of the more advanced spells in my master's spell book that he gave me before he passed, or build it to me or something like that. I'm going to basically be spending time looking at this book. So if you want to move on to somebody else,
okay.
that would be great.
All right.
But then I can do dinner.
All right. So since so here's one was like if anyone else goes, uh, physician, what is it that you want to do?
Oh dear goodness. Physician.
For tomorrow.
I don't know
I had
what
no-
Sierra's gonna do. Nobody
What are we
else can.
doing? Are we?
We're
Wait, am I
commuting now.
alone? I thought.
What do you want to do right before
Okay.
the circus?
Thought thought we had a plan. I don't know. I don't know if I even wrote it down. I didn't take any notes last time.
You said that you were up for anything, and Zahir was gonna do kind of what anybody else wanted to do.
Well, Sahir had a plan, but it was like if anyone else does it. Or wants to go with
And
him.
Zahir, what our plan is.
Yeah, and I thought I
Oh.
said I was gonna go with him.
All right.
Yeah. We were gonna go do some early investigation.
It's
of
like
the
I
circus.
swear I
think
wasn't
you
doing something
suggested
alone.
it, but
All right. So,
My notes.
so I believe that was investigating the circus, like before it's all set up.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Go ahead.
Go
Roll.
learn some of their tricks, maybe.
So, either like both of you or someone roll with advantage in investigation.
Wait to get blown out of the water by the physician yet again.
What?
17.
Oh. Let's see. I
17.
did not roll well.
The monkeys went to investigate.
This is investigation?
Yes.
Yeah, I only rolled a 9.
All right. So, yeah, physician. He's like easily distracted.
Okay.
Well, I'm presuming he's
Oh,
easily
aw.
distracted. Yeah,
Yes.
taking in all the sights. So here you're able to spot where where the carnival is, or where the circus is being set up. Looks like they got the tent, like the
Hang on.
like the tents like currently like flat up on the ground. They're like getting ready to put the posts in.
Okay. They haven't put the tent up yet. Um, what kind of people do we see around the tent?
Mostly like a hodgepodge of like the uncommon races. You do see a handful of like excuse me, humans, halflings, and gnomes. Uh, that's, hmm.
Oh, don't. Oh, I see. Ah, it's over there.
I am Graham Megan.
Dun, dun, dun.
So there actually appears to be like a few Yuan-Ti in amongst the people that are setting up.
Interesting.
A few what?
Yuan-Ti. I think they're snake people, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Um, so here we'll look to the physician. Well, I think I know where we're going.
Are they sexy snake vampires? Sorry. Somebody had to say it.
Better not be vampires.
No, they're dampiers.
Hi. What are you doing? Yeah.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
that's my question.
So I'm guessing that it doesn't look like they're doing anything particularly fishy right now. They're just setting a tent up.
Roll perception.
Ouch, that's a nat 1 for a 6.
Is anybody pointing this out to me? My distracted glory?
That depends.
I told you that I knew where we were going.
Yes.
And kind of pointed towards the tent.
Oh, you
that
pointed
they're
toward the
setting
tent.
up.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. Okay. I'm gonna look at the tent because I'm here and being pointed to.
Also, I feel like
I
I should
guess.
apologize if you guys hear me typing. I'm going over some stuff that I've written and I'm fixing some stuff. So if you hear me typing, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I
gotcha.
can't hear anything. I'm also in the other room, so. So I'm just gonna do like a perception to see what I'm seeing there.
Yep.
23.
All right. So it looks like
Covering each other's weaknesses.
Now I'm focused.
so.
We found the tent. He's focused.
So, you're looking now over like what's going to be set up. Looks like they're going to have like one of those circus tents that have two poles in the center.
Mhm.
Like lengthwise, it appears that it's going to be like about 130 feet from entrance to opposite curtain when it's fully set up.
That is a very big tent.
Yeah, with that, it was 23, correct, for your perception?
Yep.
You also see that Eric Hawker Magician that was showing you a magic trick earlier today. He appears to be
Uh-huh.
conversing with like someone that around the corner of a building.
Hmm. Does he look like he's openly conversing or trying to hide that he is conversing?
Roll insight.
Hmm. 22.
I mean, he himself doesn't appear to be trying to hide anything.
Well, not that exciting then.
Who's to say about whoever he's whoever he's talking to is way shorter than he is.
A child or a halfling. Or even better, a child halfling.
Why would that be better?
I don't know, because it sounded funny and it sounded like something that the doctor would say.
Yeah, this is true.
I felt like, and I'm so happy that you said it.
All the way down to not knowing why it's better, but it's just great.
You can't say things like that out loud. They might think you're the child napper. Is that what you want position to be known as, the child napper?
With this face, I don't think anybody's going to assume I'm a child napper. Now, another face, maybe. That would sound really, really weird out of context.
That could be said of so many things in these campaigns.
Albus, why are you right there?
But yeah, after a minute or so, like he will crouch down and see his hand beyond the corner, and it appears to shake someone's hand before standing up and turning to it. All right, everyone, let's get this tent set up. Right quick. We have only an hour left.
Only an hour.
And those seats are going to be filled up pretty fast.
Well, should we continue to observe and see if we can learn any tricks that they might have ready for the circus? Or maybe we should go socialize with the setup crew. What do you think?
I love talking to people. We could always go socialize. I don't think I've ever talked to a snake person before, but maybe I have and I've just forgotten. I've met a lot of people. There were definitely fish vampires once.
Well, if you didn't have the opportunity before, you certainly do now,
Didn't
as
talk
do
to
I.
lizard people. What was that?
Well, if you didn't have the opportunity before, you do now, as do I.
Wait. And yes, I did talk to lizard people, you are correct. And they're cousins to snake people. At least I assume, because lizards and snakes are cousins. I without even pausing after that, he just starts walking over.
So here's walking as well. We're gonna go talk to people.
Are they still struggling to get that up, or have they got it up?
Now they're getting it put up. The Eric Walker see you as you oh, come to take a look at the show before it gets all started, right?
It's always a good idea, don't you think?
Normally I would say yes, but a magician never reveals their secrets.
It's not much of a secret. You're kinda... No, that's rude. I've been told that's rude. I'm gonna shut up now. before I start getting note cards thrown at me.
I mean, I don't have any note cards, but I do have playing cards. He said as he like flexes talons and a deck of cards appears before I flex them and go back up his sleeve.
Pizza rolls. Sorry, my pizza rolls are ready.
I just some pizza roll. What?
I heard the ding. It goes ding when there's stuff.
That's what magicians have to learn their secrets somewhere, and if they don't get told them, what does that imply?
Well, I don't.
I just know some card tricks. I don't know if I can do them now.
Well,
My eye. And he'll like hold out his hand for the cards.
Oh. Like for the whole deck.
Yeah.
Alright, he'll reach into his coat, pull out a deck of cards, and hand them over.
Alright, let's see if I can remember this. He's gonna start by shuffling. And gonna do a performance check to see if he's actually good at it. It's a 14.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
depends on like what you're trying to do. I mean, if it's a really hard trick,
I'm-
then no. But if it's a
Well, so he's just shuffling right
Oh.
now, and then he goes to try to bridge, but the bridge doesn't quite go the whole way. And then he's just like, he looks to the seer, and he's like, pick a card. Show your friend. Don't let me see it.
Here, as he kind of waits for the what's his name?
Avery?
Yeah, Avery's answer, picks a card for the physician, and very nonchalantly shows it to the Avery.
he'll look at the card and then give you a nod.
I'm supposed to look at the
Okay.
card.
Yes, and then we're gonna stick it back in the deck.
And so here we'll glance at the card before handing it back.
And then he's gonna attempt to do some like fancy shuffling to mix it up. Is that gonna be another performance, or would there
Well,
be something else?
If you're trying to be performative, then yes. But if you're just trying to like slyly do something, then that's sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Okay, so that'll be an 18 then for a sleight of hand.
All right, that passes here's passive.
All right, and then once he's done like probably way too much of this weird shuffling, he'll pull out a card and be like, "Is this your card?" So then we've got to decide whether he's actually picked the card.
All right.
Oh, this card.
So,
Are you?
higher or low?
High.
All right, and this will be if it's the same card. It is not the same card. Rolled a 5.
Fantastic. So he's just like shows you guys, and he's just like waiting expectantly with this big dopey grin on his face, like,
Here kind of smiles and slowly shakes his head.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. No. I got this. Okay. Is this your card?
Avery will just be like, it's this one.
Dang it. I got the shuffling down. I just can't remember where I put it. give me a break. I'm old, okay?
Oh.
Yeah, this guy has a passive perception of 20.
What? Okay. What do you mean, like the keys? Rude. I have not misplaced the keys. All I need is my fingers.
Oh, yeah, after I taps the card, he'll like draw it out of the deck and like show you that it's the same card.
Of course. Always the 4 of clubs.
It is your card.
Alright.
2 weeks! It was more like 1.5.
You have a really
Avery's
interesting
react.
fellow.
What? Yes, I told them.
Yes, but aren't we all? This one's particularly bright, too.
I can see
It's
it's
true.
just a bit distracted at times.
Of course I'm distracted. I'm being talked at from all angles.
Yeah, I can only see 2 angles.
That's right up your alley, then, isn't it? Easily distracted, very helpful. Which one would believe?
To some people.
Always easily distracted. I know exactly how he did that trick he showed us before. But I'll be kind and I won't tell you how.
Like I
Oh,
said,
yeah, the unspoken rule comes again. Or rather, the spoken rule.
yes. The magician never reveals their secrets.
Apparently, the code of musicians is to never reveal the other musician's secrets. Yeah.
Therefore, the secrets are never revealed, but they are somehow learned. It stands to believe that they must be learned some other way.
Osmosis.
Budding.
Gravestones.
What?
Well, sometimes people will leave recipes on gravestones.
I was gonna say I've seen the recipes on the gravestone. Grandma literally took it to her grave.
Yeah.
Sounds like me and my mom's fudge recipe.
Have that recipe.
I know, but I don't know if I'd actually put it on my gravestone or not. Because I've had people ask me.
Only if it was the cause of death.
No. You have to constantly say over my dead body.
I have had other people ask me for it, and I've explained it to them that I will not be giving that recipe out as it is a family secret recipe. Like, secret family
What about
recipe. My mom,
adopted family members?
not even that. I'm sorry.
What if it turns out we are actually related?
We already did that relative finder thing. I know we are. Aren't we? I think we are related, aren't we?
Everyone
Yeah, I
is
think
sooner
so.
or later.
Oh, we are.
Everyone
Because
is here.
related to Ferdinand and so am I. We're boom.
Yep.
But granted, I'm only related to him through marriage.
Every
Back to
will,
DD.
every will look to the side. Pardon me. Timaeus, be careful with the bench. We don't want guests sitting on the ground because you broke a bench.
The ground is fun. That's why you have picnics.
Well, yes, but then the people in the back will have a harder time seeing what's going on if it's not up in the air.
Well, why would you put the broken bench in the back? Picnics are a one.
Because it's a multi-seated bench. I mean, it's a tiered bench. And hell, I point over and it's like one of those like
Like a
spectator
riser.
benches that like rises up, like 3 rows of seats.
Riser, bleacher.
Yeah, a bleacher. There we go.
Is it made of wood?
Yes.
Dang. Yeah, if it breaks, I can't help.
Avery will like go over and like reprimand this like. Pretty sure he's a minotaur, either a minotaur or a very hairy Goliath.
Wow. Perhaps we could go around and see who some of the circus acts are.
Good call. It seems our showman is distracted.
Yeah. Which makes sense. He's got lots to do for, I guess, an hour.
Yes.
Alright.
Yeah.
Anyone in particular that you want to go to first? Well, I suppose, just roll me a perception check before. Just to see what kind of people you see.
I can do that.
14.
23.
We might both be skill monkeys, but like the here's fairly normal and the physician over there is god tier.
On certain things.
Freaking bards, man.
Knowledge bards,
I
too.
seem to remember your rolls were more legendary than a dais.
He got stacked.
So yeah, you got like a group of Yanti, you see like someone who looks like they're a half dwarf, half halfling.
That sounds like weird proportions.
And all of them very small.
I mean, dwarves are medium.
Very stout.
Yeah, just don't call him a quarterling.
Not unless you want an axe upside the head.
Let's see. Well, you have the big guy that Avery's going to go talk to. Yeah, perhaps I should have gone to some of those circuses that my sister-in-law was a part of. Then I would actually know what's there.
I mean, generally speaking, you'll have like clowns, your acrobats, your animal
I was
tamers.
gonna say just rip everything out of The Greatest Showman. You'll be fine.
Here's the thing: I haven't watched that show, or I haven't watched that movie. Now, I've watched or I've listened to This Is the Greatest Show and The Other Side a lot more, purely because Mary compared Avery to Bynum.
Yeah,
Barnum.
Barnum. E.T. Barnum. It's a good movie. But circuses, you normally have like the clowns, contortionists. You normally have animal acts, and there can be multiple different animal acts. Sometimes there's lion tamers, tiger tamers, things like that. But you also have
Trapeze artist.
trapeze artists, yes, and high wire acts. You also have animal acts where like sometimes clowns will have like dogs that are all dressed up and do fun skits with the dogs. I've always seen like ladies that are basically they're acrobats, but they're equestrian acrobats, so they're doing all of their stunts and stuff on the back of a horse that's like at a continual canter around the ring. Elephants.
Sometimes you'll have like motorcyclists that are in a ball cage.
Oh yeah, those guys too. Have you never been to a circus at all, Arthur?
No.
A very long time.
Oh, another one that I really, really love is that you have people that do what are called the silks, which is basically these big, like, ribbon fatwork things that they curl in.
We had one of the students at my high school do that for a school assembly.
Yeah, aerial artists, basically. Love that. I would love to know how to do that, even though I'm afraid of heights and I would be afraid of falling.
I actually went to school with somebody in the paleo department who did hoops. She would do those acrobatic stunts in the hoop.
Yeah, because there's silks and there's hoops, but all of it's aerial arts, so they're so cool.
Let's see. So there's some people that you can presume there are some like trapeze artists. Looks like there's like a couple centaurs.
Which probably get a wizard, just like that one in the D&D movie who was terrible. Yeah, the sorcerer.
Simon.
Yep.
I love that character.
That movie was great.
You know.
You get good movies like that when the people who are making them are actually fans of the game. Oh, excuse me.
There's this Kenku wearing a pretty little dress.
Your breath stinks.
Among the other traditional circus stuff. Looks like they have this weird human-sized catapult.
Like, human-sized catapult.
Okay.
That is another thing circuses do. Human catapults.
Or cannons.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Is
there anybody who looks like they're not particularly working?
You said a human-sized catapult?
Well, it looks like you could like fling a person with it.
I have a feeling I stumbled across an Easter egg, and I'll keep myself quiet because I am currently in the library reading.
Yes, quiet in the library.
Yeah, the Kenku appears that she's not really doing much, like practicing singing. Like most of what that Kenku's doing.
Sorry. I'm making fun of Scuttle.
Because you can't.
Somebody put that poor bird out of his misery.
Alrighty. Well, in that case, the hero will pick the first person who looks like he probably speaks their language.
I think the closest might be the auntie.
Sure, we're gonna try it. Physician was excited about snake people.
It's gonna follow. Though my eyes are kind of drawn to this catapult.
I now have a very funny image of David Tennant, arms and legs flailing in the air, flying through the air.
Alright, so, looks like the first Yanti you get up to is, like, just, pulling on some rope, to, get, one of the poles upright. What can I do for you?
Was curious about the show tonight. Maybe what your favorite part is. Although I don't want to distract you too much. Maybe I can help you while we talk.
Sir.
So here we'll help with pulling up the tent while he asks. So, what part do you normally play in the circus if you have one?
Another circus act I just thought of: knife throwers.
My partners and I put on a little. Well, to us it's a bit of a dance. So to one such as yourselves, it is it is a performance, a play of sorts.
Do you do it to a flute?
Uh, I just now got what you were saying. Oh, first off, you as an insult to my entire peoples. But yes. Wait, what was it? You just insulted my entire group of people, but yes.
My apologies. I have problems with not knowing where the line is all the time. But I love a good flute dance. I play the recorder, which is not quite the same thing as the flute, but they're in the same family.
Knowing which doctor you based off of just gives me a whole riot of cartoon brain images, Jen.
What?
Knowing which doctor you base the position off of just gives me a whole riot of cartoon brain images. I thank you.
That is
You're welcome.
fascinating. I look forward to it. What is your favorite part of the show beyond on your own?
I seem to particularly enjoy the gnome flinger. So point over to the catapult.
It's a gnome flinger! Oh, how exciting is that?
I better not let it circus.
I really do not think that Brina would appreciate that. But Tooth would.
Oh,
Who would? And that's what my brain immediately went to.
the gnome fleet.
Then he ran away and joined the circus.
Who out of the ones saying works better for the circus than Tooth?
What do you think, Megan? Is Tooth gonna run away and join the circus?
Maybe.
If any of you have Dragonlance, like the Dragonlance book, like the first chapter, there is a thing called the Gnome Flinger. And actually, I was playing through that adventure with my cousins, and one of my cousins decided to cast Levitate on himself after he got flung by it. He's still flying to this day. Though some people also say that the parts between the acts where Avery is showboating. Introducing the next act is particularly great.
Gotten to know Avery. I'm sure that he has more good tricks from the previous, from the same place that his previous ones have come from.
Yes, he also works a little bit of poetry into his
Poetry.
transitions.
What? So this is like Renaissance era, right?
Yeah.
Like, how Renaissance? Are we talking like late 1500s or early 1600s?
Late 15, early 16, yeah.
Cool. Well, in that case, poetry, huh? Sorry, I'm not William Shakespeare. I don't think anybody can compare. And we stopped witches.
Well, it sounds like a fine and very and a show full of variety to me.
Yes, some would say it's a variety show. But others would say it is a show to remember. As it's still the greatest show.
the,
Hello.
the physician is debating this.
So my mind went to the physician is confused.
I'm sure he's that too.
Physician.
I'm sure he'll be a believer after the show, or maybe not. But I mean, you can't judge till you've
To
seen,
be
right?
fair, there's no circuses where he comes from, so he doesn't really know what to expect.
Been to a circus?
Huh?
Has Doctor Who ever been to a circus?
The closest he ever got was the Celestial toy maker. And the guy was mostly just obsessed with toys and puppets. He
That's more of a
was
puppet
as
show.
the Magic the Gathering players would call a puppet master.
I was gonna say that's more of a puppet show, but okay. Sorry.
Yeah,
He's
but
also
that's the
been
closest
to
I ever got.
like large festival religious ceremonies, but that's not quite the same thing either.
No. You could say that his whole life is a circus.
And his companions
I mean-
are his monkeys?
You could say that. It reminds me of something one of my coworkers says.
Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Yes, my monkeys, not my circus.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that he's not the ringmaster. I'm pretty sure that's the TARDIS.
I mean, to say his life is a circus is pretty easy to prove. Did you see dinosaurs on a spaceship?
Yes, that episode is painful.
There's a lot of variety going on in the most strange ways. Entertaining, though.
Dinosaurs, Nefertiti. Big game hunter from the 20s. Anyway.
like the guy in Jumanji?
Yeah. Kinda.
More the 1910s, but that sounds like I don't think I've seen that episode yet because that sounds nuts.
I think it's a later 11.
Yeah, it's part of that. It's part of season 7, so that season that split between the Pawns and Clara Oswald. It's the second
Yeah.
episode of that season. My favorite thing about that is that the doctor accidentally took Rory's dad with them, and Rory's dad is Mr. Weasley. So, yeah. Rory Pond is really a Weasley, guys. What's really funny is that Rory's middle name is Arthur, so they full circle there. But he takes them on there, and like the doctor, I guess, didn't notice that he just warped around all of them. And as they got off the TARDIS onto the spaceship, he's all excited and turns around. And he goes, "And who are you? Don't think I didn't notice you sneaking onto my ship." And Rory's just like, "You materialized around us," and he was just like, "Oh, my bad. It's very nice to meet you." He was so angry, like, somebody snuck onto my ship, and they're like, "It's your fault." So he's just like, "Ah, cool. All right. How are you?" Yeah, one of my favorite things. The other one is that it was Dr. Rory and his dad again, and Rory's just like, "I'm 31. I don't have a Christmas list," and the doctor's just like, "I do!" Jumping around like an idiot.
Alright, so, with Sahir's help, get the tent set up a little bit faster.
Yep.
Once the tent's all set up, they start bringing in the benches. Got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they got like 12 benches or bleachers that I put inside the tent.
Here, having asked his questions and gotten some information from the young T, thanks him for his time, and lets him go about his business. And then as the young T keeps going, here looks at the physician and says, "Who should we talk to now?"
That's who he was talking to. He was looking at that little person and talking to that little person earlier. I bet it was the gnome. Wonder where the gnome went. Wonder if he let me try his
Investigate.
catapult. I might be old, but I'm fairly spry. Ooh, that's a good investigate. That is a 21.
Okay, so are you looking for the person that Avery was talking to, or
Yes. Well, the gnome.
the gnome?
I'm looking for somebody small.
Alright, you do see a gnome.
Huh? I'm going to rush over to the gnome.
I just see the doctor. Pluto!
Hello,
Yeah, he's over by the gnome pointer. Just like, right, back it up. Right, there, perfect. Yeah, that should be perfectly out of the way up until the moment I need to get flung by it. Hello. Can I help you?
You are the one that gets flung by the catapult?
Yes, I am.
That is so exciting. Hello, I'm the physician.
Jim. Her name's Jim.
Jim or
Hey,
Tim?
Jim. Well, hi, Jim.
Jim Tim.
Jim Tim. Do you happen to have a sister named Kim?
Well, yes, but she's not with us. Like, she's not part of the circus.
She opted in for cheerleading. And saving the world in her off time. With her boyfriend, Ron. Okay, anyway.
Thank you for that walk down memory lane.
Yeah. Okay. That's what Megan's text tone is, by the way. Tell me, is it only capable of flinging gnome size folks.
No, it can fling other people too.
Do
It's just
they have to be professionally trained?
yes, yes. We prefer people that are properly trained to fling this thing without getting hurt.
What if it's somebody who's not particularly trained in it, but has a very strong constitution?
I mean, I'm not sure what that's going to do with a bunch of broken bones.
Oh, I can heal myself. It's fine. I do this glowy thing.
I suppose you would also need a cleric handy. Or a healer.
Well, I'm a physician.
That is true. That is true.
Doctor, heal thyself.
Physician, heal myself.
Physician, heal thyself.
Sure, just cure wounds. All better.
Yeah, yeah, no, my act is well, you either like need to like aim for the net or hope that the trapeze people like get you, like the.
Oh, that would be fun too. I've not done trapeze, but I have dangled out of a blue box in the sky.
That
And
sounds
it
dangerous.
requires the same core strength. It was. I didn't ask for it. I don't like to be picked up, but sometimes it happens.
I know what that's like. I mean, there have been times where instead of being caught by the trapeze artist, Avery's the one that does the catching. That guy really loves to steal the spotlight.
I don't doubt that. So what would it take to be able to try it out? Just once.
Roll persuasion.
Are
you sure you want me to roll persuasion?
Do it. Roll the persuasion.
Here, sign this waiver, please.
Thank you,
Hey,
27.
hey,
But you don't even need my.
Hey, I've had to deal with someone who has a persuasion floor of. Let me just pull up her character sheet. Yeah, has a persuasion and character or persuasion floor of 25.
Oh,
Pull the
Persuasion.
one and get the
Yeah,
point.
persuasion floor. Cannot roll lower
Wow.
than a 25.
I mean,
yeah.
I can't roll lower than a 17, so I'm getting there, but anyway.
So I am keenly familiar with ridiculous persuasion. So it was a 26.
27.
27.
Alright. Alright, well, I'm just going to need you to sign this waiver saying that if you get hurt, it's not our fault.
Sure, he just, like, draws a line. He doesn't even, like, really sign it. He's just...
Well, like, lower the thing all the way down.
Do you want to tag along? Do you want to tag along, Ponder? Should I leave you with our friend here?
Yeah, so here kind of looks, but at like the physician, like.
He's definitely talking to his backpack.
library, but I want to know what's happening.
You want to stop what's happening.
I want to know what's happening. And for visualization. Is the net and the
Okay.
trapeze artist stuff set up?
All right. Fair enough. Here you go. And he's gonna hand you his backpack. I'm in the cat bowl.
The hero now has a backpack. He's like,
It is a surprisingly light backpack. like it feels like there's nothing in there. Like he just walks around with an empty bag. But you know there's at least a box in there sometimes. And maybe that box has weight. Because you've been inside it and you're like,
right?
Alright.
The hero hears the physician on and begins to look for the way that he can make this even more spectacular with a combination of prestidigitation, mage hand, and the backpack he's been handed.
I love this. It's like, I'm not even gonna stop you. I'm just gonna make you look cool even if you die.
Yeah.
Worst combo, guys. Or best.
Able to, are they there to catch him? Like, you guys better be so dang happy that I'm in the library right now.
I don't know, but I'd be laughing really hard if something does happen and he does get really hurt because things can happen.
The D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't help
Alright.
that if Joan was there, she wouldn't do anything anyway. She'd just be staying there thinking, "Okay, let's see how let's see how kind fate is to you."
This is gonna be good.
You know, Tooth was part of the circus. You guys might have mentioned this earlier, but I zoned out for a bit. He just shoot himself out of the trebuchet.
Like, I was thinking that it was just like maybe a choice of words from the circus that they called it a catapult instead of a trebuchet. I'm just like, is Tooth in the circus? What?
Sometimes. when it floats his boat. Oh, he probably doesn't get in a boat.
Right.
Whoa!
He has his own boat that floats. I mean, he pull it out of the bag.
Oh, that's right. He's got the rubber raft.
Oh yeah. And me and Emerald. And Tom.
Yep.
Alright, alright, so you get up in the gnome flinger. Let's see, so the gnome flinger
when he is launched, I intend to make like a puff of smoke from where he was launched, and then at like the arc, create some like sparks that are kind of star shaped. And then maybe if there's time, put an X where it looks like he's gonna land.
Alright, so the gnome flinger is a catapult
Big red X.
designed to hurl creatures instead of projectiles in a high arc. The gnome flinger was designed in conjunction with the Neri crash to hasten transportation. The device can hold one medium or smaller creature. Before it can be used, the gnome flinger must be loaded and aimed. It takes one action to load the gnome flinger, one action to aim, and one action to fire. While taking an action to aim the gnome flinger, you set the maximum horizontal distance of the fling personnel action to 60 feet, 150 feet, or 300 feet. Fling personnel. The gnome flinger catapults a medium or smaller creature at least 60 feet horizontally with a maximum horizontal distance of 60 feet, 150 feet, or 300 feet, depending on the option chosen when the catapult was aimed. During this trajectory, the creature always reaches a maximum height of 60 feet vertically. A creature that collides with another creature or object during this trajectory takes 1d6 bludgeoning damage every 10 feet away from the gnome flinger it is.
Noted.
The 60-foot arc, we got some good damage going.
Look at the library to where the circus is being set up.
You can see a tent now.
I just want to know if I'm gonna hear him screaming.
I'm just imagining now, like in the library, it's all quiet and like it's one of those like scenes in a movie that's like 5 seconds of the one character who doesn't know. It's the physician goes flying out the window in the background.
All right, so how far do you want to go, physician?
Maximum. He probably would, actually. I mean, come on. He's a bit of an adrenaline junkie. You guys ever noticed?
No, definitely not. Mm-mm.
All right, so you're basically going to be flung outside of the tent.
Woo!
All right.
Just know if
like
I
a
do get hurt, I
thermal.
get down. If I get knocked down to a certain number of hit points, the glowy is gonna start,
All right.
and then he'll
And
just
we
be
will
unconscious.
we will all be even more confused by you.
Oh yeah. I mean,
The physician was left with one face and came back with another. I can confirm it's the same person. I think they don't always act the same, but I mean,
Like obviously he recognized the backpack as his. You have a test to be able to tell if it's him.
All right. So you get in, and he's like, "Ready?
yes.
All right. Set. Fire!" So here, so you do the prestidigitation thing you are waiting for, where you can like see out of the corner of your eye, like Avery like gets a sort of panicked face and then like flings his wing. You can see like a feather like tumble off of it as it, like comes off of his wing. You're welcome to roll Arcana.
sure. This is how you learn the magician's secret by watching, right? I got a 4.
Yeah, you probably got distracted by a soft coming from the bag. Sounds like fabric clapping.
That was an easy
That and
DC
being
too.
too hung up in all the other tricks I'm gonna make to make this spectacular disaster look even better.
All right. So physician, you go out flying out 300 feet away, and then you
Cars.
they land on the ground, taking no damage because someone cast Featherfall.
Ah. Just like lay there and then just like worth it.
I'll
He
mark
goes
for that
flying
spell slot.
by the library. I hear anything as he was flying by the library.
Right, you can see the tent from the library, but you're not necessarily like, in the path, so you don't hear anything.
You know what's funny is that I actually rolled for that.
Huh?
And what's funny is that it matches what I rolled, like what you're telling me.
I will use my mage hand to float the bag over to the physician after his safe landing, so that once he's kind of regathered his senses, the bag just it's right there.
Thank you.
All invisible. It just is.
He'll slide it back on.
Avery comes flying over. It's like, you all right?
Yeah, fine.
Okay,
As I expected.
got that spell off just in time.
Oh, you ruined it.
That thing's been known to hurt people.
And I have ways of getting around that. I'm fine. I've been around for a very long time. Like, 200. I've lost track. At least 2,000 years. At least.
Iseline, you hear like a clock in the corner of the library, like tone, like it's like
I don't
six
think I'm
thirty.
Quarter till.
21,000 years old.
Yeah, 6:30 or something like that.
Yeah, 6:30.
Okay. Upon hearing the clock, I'm like, oh, okay. Shoot, this is really interesting, but it's so old. I don't know if can I take it with me? I'm gonna go up to my little librarian and ask. I know this book is rather old, so I'm not done reading it yet, but can I take it with me to the library and check it out, or would you prefer me to leave it here because of the condition of the book?
You still put too many numbers. Sorry.
Oh, you can take it with you. You just be sure to return it.
Oh, yes, that of course I'll do. Thank you. Are you going to the circus?
I wasn't planning on it. I have some like stuff to catalog back here.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe I'll tell you about it when I hope the circus is fun. I don't know. I haven't really been to the circus.
The hero would come over to the physician in their landing and be like, "It's a pretty good show we put on for not having any plan whatsoever. I can't wait for tonight's show."
Uh-huh. That was fun. I could be in a circus.
I'm sure with all the antics that you all look like you get up with, you're already part of one.
I mean,
Ringleader of the circus, aren't I?
I don't know whether I should be insulted or not. This would be so fun to be part of a circus. I do have a jacket that would make me look like a clown. So Perry said.
Wait, did Joan ever give
I
the
don't know.
physician back his jacket?
Joan kind of put kind of like hung it on like a railing or something in the central console room. It was like, he owns this. You'll find it eventually.
Alright, that's a roll on a D100 if he does. But speaking of Joan, you all got the time in?
Sometimes it's not temperature.
You take a break from your practice, look around. You can see a big red tent in the off towards the town.
I like that jacket.
Actually,
it was
so-
fun.
Did the physician grab the TARDIS before he left?
No.
No, the target was still there.
So, Joan, after kind of like taking a break, looking at the frankly mangled tree at this point, like it is missing practically all of its branches. It's like slowly splitting down the middle because of all the attacks she did on it, and also looking rather waterlogged. He's like, should I leave this here or? I mean, it's probably not a good idea to just leave this around. It seems very important. And she like she walks up to it and is like, okay, am I actually gonna do this? And like opens the door, kind of like sticks her head in like, so I'm going to knock on you 3 times. If you do, once I do that, could you like shrink down so I can carry you to the physician? That'd be helpful. And she like closes the door and then knocks 3 times, like with the expression of "This is the most insane thing I've done."
Okay, Okay, I am not a Hoovian, so I have no idea if the Tarfus would respond.
And yeah, she wouldn't do anything. She doesn't really know Joan.
Jonas is like,
Ah,
You
well,
might though.
girl.
You might hear a click though.
Like the door's locked or something.
Yeah.
and then she'll like actually like check the door that's locked, realize it is, and just like that works. And just start walking towards the tent. Like, I don't know how this wizard stuff works.
Would yeah. All I could think about is when the TARDIS wasn't working for Clara, and she's just like, "You hag!" Like, don't call her names. Now she's never gonna let you in.
All right.
I guess it is alive.
All right. So, Mary, choose a
Yes.
number between 1 and 4.
3.
Joan, pick a number between 1 and 4 that isn't 3.
1.
All right. So here, physician. 2 or 4.
4.
Wow.
2. And Jen said 4.
All right. Iselene was 3, correct?
Yes.
All right. So, when you leave the library, and you begin making your way towards the tent, you do see Tora and Tyros walking down the street in the same direction you're going.
Oh, okay.
Neither appear to be armed whatsoever. Tora does have a bag, kind of like this bag here, except for a more colorful design.
Mhm.
They are both wearing armor, but that could be for a variety of reasons.
Mhm.
But that they are silently walking in the same direction you are.
I mean, I have a feeling like I'm carrying this spell book like this, even though, well, if it's more of a scroll, I guess not. At the same time, no, like I'm imagining like this is a big like fat scroll. So
Yeah.
I have my arm. It's like a schoolgirl. It's like a schoolgirl carrying her school books because I'm me. So I have my arms like around this spell book, and I'll head towards them. Because Kamiya is the consort, and so that makes Iris. What's his title again? He's the prince.
No, it's Tyros. You never heard if he had a title or not. You just know his
Okay.
name is Shadow Guide.
Okay, Tyro Shadow Guy. I'll head towards them and kind of do kind of little head bob curtsy kind of a thing and ask if I can accompany them to the circus.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. See, you've done a bit of reading.
Oh yes, I found the library and they had a spell book that I was able to look at, and I didn't finish reading it for the circus, so I brought it with me.
Yeah, that looks awful like Prime Minister Tong's spellbook.
Her actual spell book?
No, well,
That's in the.
it looks similar to her spellbook, but it's not the same.
I asked when I asked the librarian about spell books. This was the one she pulled down and did say that it was what inspired Prime Minister the prime minister to become a wizard. Maybe she patterned her spell book off of this one.
Possibly.
I've heard of such things. My spell book doesn't look much anything like my former master's, though. Why can't I ever remember his name? Yeah, mine doesn't look like Master Ellefson's.
Are there pictures and drawings in the borders of all of yours?
So, what do you think of town?
Oh, it's a nice town. The statue in the courtyard is interesting. So from what I know of from the Order of the Swan, they normally stayed in Timber. So it's interesting to see that they're all the way out here.
So, I tell you saw the statue of the founders, correct?
Yes.
So, this island is Myk'Isle's, like, from a long time ago. But, something happened to where he got put inside Regent Myk'Isle's head, or something like that.
Oh, that sounds. I don't even know what that sounds like.
Yeah, so when they discovered that Myk'Isle existed as his own entity, they asked him if he had his own lair, and being a dragon, of course he did. And they decided to make this their home.
And is he still in Olivia's head?
As he was this morning. So, you're from the Monte Scalacti region, correct? I believe that's what uh, consort. That's what consort Kamiya said, right? Like you're from Swanville.
Yes, I'm from the Grand Duchy of Swanville.
Right. So, for player knowledge, so if you remember back to when I was showing everyone the maps,
Mhm.
on the map with Swanville, there was that big piece of inland ice. That
Mhm.
is known as the Monte Scalacti, which translates to the Frozen Mountains. And it's what gives the region its name.
Okay.
So, uh, so yeah, the mountains there, right? Supposedly that's where where Regent Mythlivia and uh, Dehun, Stormbender, and Sterbon, the Coulter, went.
That's where they went.
Yeah, this morning. Teleportation.
Interesting. Did they, it may not be my place to ask, but did they mention who they were going to go see?
Um, they had the consort's old bodyguard with them. A little kobold, like black-scaled kobold, with him. And they also took the territorial expansion officer with them, and oh, and they also took Caradol with them. Like, you don't know who that is. she's a friend of mine. A fairy.
Oh.
I think they went to go look for something to do with these beings called the Dragon Gods.
Dragon gods?
I don't know. It's something that like Sylvar, consort soul of the bodyguard, has to do with.
Could I do a history check on anything that I would possibly know about that from
Yeah.
my own?
Yes.
Okay, so 16.
You don't recall anything.
Okay. I did a history check. I should have done a religion check. May I also do a religion check, or do I only get to do one?
You may also do a religion check.
No, that's 6.
Yeah. I mean, it was going to be a hard. It was going to be a hard DC either way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you don't recall anything.
There's nothing that I know about the Dragon Gods. Maybe Master Ellison did, but I don't know. He never said anything. I wonder who they're going to go see as their contact for assistance. How many Grand Dukes are there in Swanville again?
Well, it's the Grand Duchy, so there is one Grand Duke. So.
Oh, just one Grand Duke. Okay.
Yeah.
Multiple lesser dukes.
Yeah. I suppose you could say also like the Archduke.
Mm-hmm.
But his name's not Franz Ferdinand.
Darn.
So Archdukes and then like
A bunch of other.
then
dukes.
just regular Dukes. Okay. Because I don't think Iseline. Well, no, maybe I was in the court of the Grand Duke. I don't think so. I think I was in the. I was probably in the household of a lesser Duke.
John, if you could roll a d20 for me.
Me?
Jean.
That's a 3.
If you got over 10, I was going to say, yeah, you join them.
Ah.
No, you're still walking the lonely road.
I walk this lonely
Oh,
road.
we-
The only road I've ever known.
I love it.
It seems
Nobody
to
of us.
be on a goat path because I can't find anyone else.
Unironically, that if I had a playlist for Tong, that song would be in it.
I had a playlist for the physician. One of the songs that would be on there would be I just called to say hello.
That
I think Feel It Still by Portugal the Man should also be on that because we don't know what that song means, but we like it.
What song?
Feel It Still by Portugal the Man. Oh no, Rebel Just for Kicks now. That's what I'm thinking of, not Feel It Still. Rebel Just for Kicks now.
Oh. Gotcha.
yeah, Okay.
Right, I mixed up the title, but I got the artist right.
So after a bit of a short walk, you all reconvene at the tent. Some people more excited than others.
Does the physician look disheveled at all from his airborne adventure?
Honestly, probably not.
Not any more than usual.
Okay.
Nope.
Alright. So here in
Upon seeing the rest of the party, Zahir will come to the rest part and say, "We scouted it all out. We're pretty sure the show's going to be great tonight."
You thought the
Yeah.
show wasn't going to be great?
Oh, I already thought it was going to be great, but we got a small taste. It's going to be excellent.
Going to be lit. Hashtag we lit.
It's
Well, it's good to
going,
have some assurances on that.
and you will be happy to know the catapult works. I tested it out.
All right, it's going to be a great show. Excellent show.
What did he mean? Tested out the catapult?
You'll find out soon enough.
Do you not have the message spell or something to invite everybody for that?
They'll probably let me do it again.
What again?
Ride the catapult.
You hear, you see, Tora, roll her eyes. I can fly. I don't need a catapult. What are you talking about?
We're talking to somebody?
That was Tora, speaking to someone. You don't think
Now we
he
have
was
two
saying
people who talk to themselves.
You use a catapult. I have room. If not, I can make a room.
Physician, do you have a catapult in your carpets?
Not right now, I don't. I have a swimming pool. It was in the library. I think it's still in the library.
It's still in the library.
Yes.
Big place to keep a library.
That's an interesting place to keep a swimming pool.
I didn't put it there. It wasn't always there. In fact, it had its own room at one point, but then she remodeled it. I don't know.
Amelia?
What?
You said she remodeled. I was guessing you meant Amelia?
No, the old girl.
Jonah's just
no.
like in the background, like just shaking her head, like stop it, stop with this line of questioning.
Just stop.
The top is remodeled. She's got a new desktop. She does that every couple of 100 years.
Alright, so, would...
Emily's just like nodding slowly, trying to comprehend what he's saying because she's already seen the weirdness of the Tarpus. It's like, okay, I can grasp this. Maybe later, but I can grasp this.
And then he starts throwing out weird words like desktop.
How
Right,
likely
that's-
would Sahir and the physician save a spot in line for the party?
Was it a question if we would?
Yes.
So he might not have intentionally saved a spot in line, but the physician's also just going to be like, oh, we're right here.
And would you...
Seems likely enough that we were standing around waiting after we got mildly scolded by Avery.
Would you also wait for Tora and Tyros down to join you?
I was gonna say I'll invite Tyros and Tora if nobody else will.
Nobody
And the
argues
doctor
here.
isn't going to stop her. The physician's. Yeah.
Oh, he's just so excited for the show.
His.
I was gonna say, even though I saw Tora flying and fighting off bandit potential kidnappers with a katana, I'm like, they're somehow more relaxed than these other people that I've fallen in with.
More relaxed.
Plus, I think for me, it's also like I recognize it's like this is the consort's companion and maybe bodyguard. I'm not sure exactly where Tora fits in, but it's like I'm going to stick with people whose rank I happen to be slightly more aware of. I'm used to the hierarchy. I will find it and I'll fit in it.
Isley wants a hierarchy. The rest of the party, we don't need no roads. We don't need no permission. Like, do this.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
I really hope there's a runaway
Or blue box.
cart situation that Joan gets to drive and gets to say exactly that line.
The road.
Stick around long enough and we might.
Oh man.
I had an even more horrific thought. Let's take the carpet than the catapult.
Probably too big.
Alright.
Oh, that attitude.
Alright, so yeah, Carnival people started welcoming people in, and you hear Avery's like, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to be putting on quite a show tonight. I'm sure it will be quite to everyone's delight. That they'll charge 4 silver per person.
Ooh. Or silver. Okay.
And okay. I presume you will all choose to sit together.
I don't see why not.
Yes.
All right. So,
Around the middle back of some of the.
We have a stream to watch.
yeah, because I have a map set up.
Hey!
Ooh, very exciting.
Yep.
So
What's the
currently,
ratio of silver to gold again?
10-1.
Thank you.
all right. So currently, I have everyone set
Guys,
up
we
on.
spent an entire year's wages today for a peasant.
Currently, I have everyone set up at the. Currently been disconnected.
Broken dreams.
There we go. All right. So currently, I have everyone set up down here, in the that corner.
Oh, okay.
Would that be a reasonable placement?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
All right.
Are those the good seats?
Well, you're certainly getting a front row seat.
Let me guess.
Sounds
The
good enough.
box thing on the right hand side is the catapult.
You use roll 20?
Yeah, I use roll 20.
You should invite us in there so we can actually get in there.
Okay, in that case, I'll have to make a separate thing because
Perfect
this is my
seat.
other campaigns thing because I'm lazy.
Ah.
But I will be sure to do that next week.
Yeah, because that's what we use for the space one, and it's super handy when we can actually get in and move our own characters and stuff.
Yeah, so I didn't have a picture for Joan, so this is the best I have to deal with or got right now.
I have no idea what Joan would look like anyways, so.
If you want to add us in on Roll20, we use Roll20 for our family campaign.
Alright,
So-
like I said, I'll get that done next week because it will be a whole lot simpler.
Oh yeah, no,
If that
don't worry
helps.
about it.
If it
I'm
helps,
loving
the
that
doctor
we-
can't tell what Joan looks like either.
Alright, let's.
I see dark hair. That's about it.
And so like, that's what like next week you can actually put people where you'll actually be sitting. And
Whee.
What are those people on the right side of the screen doing?
Lounging
What?
on the
well,
stairs.
do not
Uh,
pay not.
Are they dead?
attention to the, pay no mind.
Do
to
not
the
look
man-
behind the curtain.
Pay no mind to the man behind the curtain.
I don't mind to all the dead people in the stands.
They're not dead. They're just like it's just the way the person made the man did it.
They're doing some very dynamic yoga.
But are there puppies with that yoga?
I get it. It's just the map.
It's just that.
Oh, oh yeah. You can also see like the my other like parties like characters on this side.
Mhm.
Oh, that means I can at least like show you like
What are you doing? Excuse you.
actually instead of pulling up that character sheet,
Somebody wants to join the game.
actually, instead of
Now you're gonna stop me.
doing that, I can just do this, and I pull out their token and show you them eventually.
And the whole thing freaks out.
Yeah,
It does.
it's not liking me doing this right now, so I think I will end that stream. How do I do that? There we go.
Dun-dun-dun.
Very cool looking.
Yeah. So you all get seated, and when whatever clocks are nearby strike 7, the lights all dim. Then you can then you basically hear what sounds like a like one set of stomping, followed by 2 sets. Basically, if you think of
The Greatest Showman?
yeah, well, no, not The Greatest Showman, like the song or the music video for "This Is the Greatest Show." That's basically
Yeah.
what's going on.
Oh,
Yeah, no, not We Will Rock You.
okay.
Not Please. Sorry.
No, that's for
The Good Old Turn.
no, that will be when we do our parody of Knight's Tale.
Yes. I love that movie.
But when they get their opening act done, Avery will step into the center and say, "Welcome, welcome, one and all, to this wonderful show. Now, we are all aware of the recent troubles that have come to this island, and we have come to alleviate those pains. Well, if not alleviate, well then at the very least distract you for this evening. I am the ringmaster, Avery. In this show tonight, you'll see specters and performances like you have not ever seen. Those of you that came early, you'll get a review of what you may have participated in,"
Yeah.
he says, looking in your guys' direction.
And just,
I
the dude
was
just immediately turns to the right, just like, I wonder who you could be talking about.
It's like I'm gonna look at the physician and like, oh man, he means terribly.
You're kind of shocked and pretends he's innocent.
Pretends is a very good word.
But now let us dim the lights and bring out the blankets for a good cold night. As our first show is a story. And he says, like, stepping out of the spotlight, right, disappearing. And the Yanti will come out. You get some, like, oohs, ahs, and some uncomfortable, like, sounds. Like, some people may not exactly be comfortable with Yanti for good reason.
Here we'll lean over. We talked with these guys. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, you'll hear a flute get playing as they begin a kind of play. And as they're going about, it seems almost as if a couple of the Yanti like form into a single body. And they make full use of the environment that's around them, utilizing the center poles as part of their act. And they almost seem to form an Ouroboros by the end of their act. Before they slither out into the shadows and disappear. Yeah, people will begin clapping. And you hear Avery coming from up above, and you see where there's he almost seems to be walking on air.
Arcana.
Okay.
Oh. Damn it, it's not a natural 20. Almost.
He doesn't appear to be casting any spells.
Yeah, it's 23, so.
Doesn't appear to be casting any spells. It's not.
Okay.
It doesn't look like he's concentrating on anything. Yeah, don't think he might be on the high wire. So it's kind of hard to tell in this dark conditions.
Alrighty.
We thank you, our performers this evening, but we also thank all of you. For without you, this show wouldn't even exist. I'm great. If we weren't around, there wouldn't be a show either. So it requires both our presence and yours. Just as this next act requires one to take flight and one to catch them as they fall.
Throw the gnome.
And
Here we'll lean to the physician. I wonder what it looks like when a professional does it.
What, are you saying it didn't look cool when I was doing it?
It looked really cool when you did it.
Oh, good. I was going for cool.
So you did have a party.
Sorry, what was that?
Gangly.
So you did have a part in it.
So here we'll shrug.
Um,
Oh my
and
word.
they'll roll out the gnome flinger. The gnome who
No.
the gnome who's now like dressed in bright, colorful clothes, almost looking like a
I see.
peacock. And he's got his hair dyed green.
Gah, 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 gah. Okay. Sorry.
But he like bows to the audience on one side of the tent, bows to the audience on the other side before he gets into the gnome flinger.
Your arms wiggle everywhere.
You'll
The gnome flinger patented or something, because I feel like you should be saying like gnome flinger patent pending every time or something.
The infomercial for a gnome flinger.
I mean, might be trademarked. I mean, it's that's the name the Wizards of the Coast gave it.
Alright.
You can hear Tora say, like, "I'm trying to watch the show. Would you be quiet? I don't need your used cart salesman act right now."
Here's like, what if I had been serving food in the stands? That would have been good money. Oh well.
Now I can just all I'm picturing is Sahir going.
Okay.
All I'm picturing is Sahir going, "Hot dogs, get your hot dogs."
Or whatever.
Kebabs.
Yeah, get your kebabs here.
Kebabs fresh off the grill.
Uh, uh, they bring the gnome flinger back. Gnome gets in it, and then they fling him off. And it looks like there's no one going to catch him till one of the trapeze artists like comes in from the shadows on the whatever it's called, and like catches him at the last moment before they swing back into the darkness. And then they come
Would
back
you
once
not?
again. The audience claps, and they come back once again. The artist like lets the gnome go, and he's caught by another one. Right? And they disappear into the darkness again. They're gnome throwing. Or
All
gnome
it made
tossing.
me think of was GameStop potato.
It's Nomageddon!
Gnome
Is it flying or falling with style?
Yes.
Both. As when the crowd quiets down, the Avery again makes his appearance. I want a performance by Jim Tim, whose sister's name is Kim. And he'll like point up towards where the trapeze artists were, and like, don't think I didn't hear that. Yeah, you know my eyes see all. But yeah, my eyes see all. Therefore, I do not need to keep my eye on the ball. He's as a uh, centaur like dressed up as a clown like comes out rolling or barreling towards him, but he manages to like jump and flip over it before it runs into him. And it flies back into the shadows. And yeah, they do the more of the wherever they have uh, clowns do. Like I said, never been to a circus show, so I wouldn't know.
Magic tricks and magic tricks. Sometimes they balance on balls or things like that, but mostly
They're usually like the intermission type thing. So in between acts, they'll do something
Yeah.
goofy.
yeah.
Towards what you think is the middle of the show, you start to hear a buzzing, like coming from behind you.
Like,
Yeah. Well, actually, it's a buzzing you've heard before. This afternoon, in fact. When you look back at the source, you see that Tora also has a confused and somewhat concerned look, who actually looks back at her wings. And Tyro's also looking at her wings, confused. So here,
Tahir, who was looking for a small object to float around and see if Avery would notice, is now also looking behind him.
well, you
The
notice
Tora's wings aren't connecting, right? Are
that.
Tora's wings not moving?
Roll a perception check. Disadvantage because it's kind of dark. So here, you do notice that Avery is right beside you guys. Seems like he's been talking to some of the audience members, while the acts are going on.
8.
It's kind of dark. You can't. You can see her wings, but as far as you're aware, they're not doing anything.
oh, to say, so we hear the buzzing.
Yep.
Turn around to look at the buzzing. Where is my perception?
Is it definitely coming from behind us or below us?
Behind you.
Okay.
Okay, I got a 25 on my perception.
You can see her wings are. Let's see, what is the? How is it actually put in here? I believe it's vibrating. Just double check that.
Kinky. No. Long day.
They are vibrating intensely with a faint hum.
That really didn't help.
Like if a hummingbird was human sized?
Yeah, except he's not causing it much of a draft.
Fair.
Is she just as confused as the rest of us?
Tora, yeah, she's looking at her own wings, not.
Roll insight.
All right.
I'm not gonna
I need to check my character sheet. I rolled a 3.
Maybe I will.
All right, for you.
I mean, unless 8 gives me something.
All right, for you.
I'm gonna roll inside.
I'll roll insight.
All right. So let me just tell what Jean sees.
I need to know if I can go back to trying to distract Avery.
So, Joan, all you're seeing are just shadows on her face because it's you got bright lights behind you. You're technically in the dim part of the show.
Mhm.
So, who else is?
I got a 28.
Okay. Mary, did you?
I also yes, I rolled an insight. I got 23.
Okay. Physician, did you roll insight or were you?
Yeah. Sorry, I got it. 28.
So here and the physician matched each other.
I wonder if Joan's a little distracted by the show going on.
Could be.
Don't touch your toe beads. Just let me touch your toes. Oh, rude. Thank you for getting out of the way. That was painful.
Here, but I bet best idea. Put that out and go under.
Alright, so since everyone except Joan it rolled really well, you can see like at first she's confused, but then she, like a look of concern as she like begins like looking out at the crowd. Like
Wait,
as
say that
if
again, please.
at alright, so everyone except Joan, because I already told Joan the description she had. At first, she looks confused, but then a look of realization and concern comes on her face as she just like begins looking out at pretty much everyone, like as if she's looking for something.
She's looking for something? Someone?
Uh, act- uh, yeah. So here, since you've also been paying attention to Avery, you see that he also gets a confused look before he gets this same look of realization and concern. He just like takes off into the air. I mean, he's still in the shadows, but he's also like looking.
Here's
They
now
seem to
trying
be
to
looking
deduce
for.
what they're looking for. Because Avery knows.
Joan just looks back to the show like, if something's wrong, I imagine the other people might notice something.
Here's now looking for signs of trouble.
All right.
Yes. Same. I got another 28 to look for signs of trouble, for things out of
Perception?
place.
I was gonna say I'm also looking around based off of Torrance reaction.
All right.
Pom pom pom.
So, go ahead, roll like perception checks if you haven't already.
17.
17.
10.
10. And did you roll perception already? Physician?
Me?
Yeah, did you?
Yeah, 28.
Alright. So here in physician, you notice a man in the bar, like benches, like well, a few people in the bench right next to you on your right hand side. They start like looking like particularly like they're hurting or just like really bothered by something. Physician, you see that looks like there's like crystalline growths like growing rapidly on them.
Well, this seems like a very doctor thing to deal with.
Oh, yeah.
Being physician.
Yeah. So, how far? Wait, where are they at?
So they're on the I forgot what the term.
Bleachers next.
Bleachers. There we
The,
go.
bleach,
The bleachers. They're on
the
the
bleachers to
bleachers.
the right of us.
Yeah, to the right of you.
Oh, to
So
the
the
right
ones
of
that on
us.
the map that look dead.
I am gonna stand up and start making my way over there as quickly as I can through the crowd.
All right. As you do so, a yeah, all of you see this. a large black pool. Like it almost looks like it's like the shadows, like they're being cast by the performers up above.
No, it's flushed in errata.
But like the shadows like recoalesce and form into a large hulking creature. And it like stands up from the ground and it's like, "Roar!" And I think I will call for that for this week.
I was gonna say, is the crowd running yet?
Not again.
Okay, so you told the physician and Sahir what they had seen or what they had been able to pick up on. Was there anything? Obviously, I'm assuming there's something different for my 10.
You didn't notice.
You
And
didn't.
just-
You
I
didn't
just
notice
looked
what
it up.
you didn't pick up immediately what they noticed.
Okay, but I picked up as soon as the physician probably started moving.
Yeah. So.
I definitely feel like the moment that thing stood up and roared, the physician just stops and goes, like really.
The rest of the crowd
I'm on
running yet.
vacation.
Oh, as soon as that thing stood up, they started running.